And now, coming to you live for our brand new program, The Sonic Sit Down, starring your host, Mr. Hedgehog.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Sonic Sit Down. I'm your host Joshua, and I'll be answering some of your questions today. And our question of the day is, how old is Sonic? Well, despite this being a simple question, it isn't quite as clear-cut as it sounds. Let's break it down. Sonic's birthday is officially listed as June 23rd, lining up with the release date of Sonic 1. According to the Japanese version of Sonic Jam, released in 1997, Classic Sonic's character profile lists him as being approximately 15 to 16 years old. In the North American release, Sonic's age is flat out listed as 16, which puts him on the older end of that range. This actually makes him older than Knuckles, who is consistently listed as 15 in both the Japanese and North American version. Question answered, right? Well, not quite. Fast forward to the Dreamcast era. In the game manual for Sonic Heroes, Sonic's age was retconned to 15, making him younger than Knuckles. Even in the modern era, Sonic is still canonically stated to be 15. Despite the fact that he's had canon birthday parties, it's perceived to be older than classic Sonic, and yet they're somehow considered to be the same age. Most recently, in Sonic Frontiers, Sonic sounds older due to the tonal shift in voice direction.
Dude, sweet! And you're only gonna get better!
Oh, you guys are the best. What does that make me? Fashionably late. But hey, you tried.
But it's still unconfirmed whether he's canonically aged up during this period. Despite this, he's officially confirmed to still be a teenager. And while the official Sonic channel has since removed character ages, the most recent events still have him at 15. However, if we consider in-game statements and information from the IDW comics, it's possible that modern Sonic is approximately 17 to 19 years old during Sonic Frontiers. Welcome back to the Sonic Sit Down. I've got more questions to answer, so let's get on with the show. And our first question is, why is Sonic blue?
Yeah!
Originally, Yuji Naka designed Sonic with the color of Sega's logo in mind, making Sonic the same color blue as Sega's logo. However, the early Sonic canon and the Fleetway comics in particular had their own canon explanations. In these iterations, Sonic was originally a brown hedgehog, with some stories giving him the name Sony. Sonic meets Dr. Kentobor and actually becomes friends with him. Fun fact, Kentobor later transforms into Robotnik after he has an accident that causes the Chaos Emerald's energy to fuse with a rotten egg. Anyway, to help fix the imbalance of the Chaos Emeralds, Sonic uses his new power sneakers on the Doctor's treadmill in order to search for the last emerald. When Sonic breaks the sound barrier, he causes an explosion that changes his appearance into what he calls a totally cool, streamlined new image. In the end, both characters unintentionally create their own origin stories. Go figure. My favorite Sonic R character. Glad you asked. When I'm playing casually, I usually pick Sonic or Knuckles. They're great starter characters, and while Tails is easy to control, I prefer the faster route Sonic can take. If I'm in the mood for the challenge, I'll switch to the worst characters just for fun. Overall though, I think Sonic's my favorite to use. To be honest, anything can really happen. I do theorize that there's going to be some time travel involved, with Metal Sonic and Amy coming from some sort of future. The concept of time travel also comes from their origin game Sonic CD. It's a long shot, but I do think Silver can also appear in the movie, since his game featured time travel as well and he comes from the future. But I think the movies will pull inspiration from Sonic CD and Sonic Heroes, where the main cast try to take down Metal Sonic and protect the future. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Sonic Sit Down. And today you guys want to know, why does everybody in the Sonic universe wear gloves? Now, after doing my research on this, I never really found an official reason, but I do have one. Personally, I think they protect their hands from fighting and grabbing stuff. In combat, they can very easily hurt their hands by destroying stuff like metal and rocks. What's interesting about this is that certain gloves are tailored to that specific character. Knuckles has larger gloves with spikes on them to emphasize his brute strength, or Shadow's gloves having ring inhibitors to limit and control his power. Not too many people know this, but Amy also has her own set of rings that act as training weights that are strong enough to shake the ground when dropped. What is my first Sonic game? Thank you guys for the awesome question. Now, the first Sonic game I ever played was, you guessed it, Sonic 1. specifically on the Ultimate Genesis collection that they had on the Xbox 360. I think Sonic 1 is a good, solid, foundational game to start out with if you ever want to get into the series, especially the classic series. And if it's not your cup of tea, you have the other classic games you can get into too, which I think are far superior. The game isn't perfect. It has its flaws like any game does, especially because it's the first game in the entire series. But while the other games in the series do a better job with streamlining the platforming, the best thing about this game for me is the thematic aspect between nature versus technology that make up the core foundation of these characters. I think it's a very simple but unique way to get off a theme while you're experiencing the actual story. And these themes undoubtedly make up the core foundation of these characters and why they're so important today. Overall though, if you're getting into the series, I do recommend Sonic 1. I think it's a pretty solid game. And I think it's important to experience how this classic game laid the foundation for future ones moving forward. Why is Sonic Forces such a hated game? I think the best way to describe this game is missed potential. You had a great concept with a custom character interacting with the other characters and helping to take down Eggman, who took over the entire planet, but then it was rushed and underdeveloped. You add on the overall clunky gameplay, the underdeveloped story, and the 2D sections that no one really wanted, then you have a very underwhelming game to say the very least. But that's my take. What do you guys think? Make sure to like, comment, and follow for more, and I'll see you later.